your land, glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
At the Scotiabank Arena here in Toronto, Ontario, we have a big Eastern Conference early season matchup featuring the Milwaukee Bucks and the Toronto Raptors. As this is Vinny from Vita Productions, as I'm bringing you another NBA2K26 presents another exciting edition of the 2025-2026 season playthrough here as the calendar flips to November 4th in this universe here as we look at the starting lineups for the Bucks. Cole Anthony, Gary Trent Jr., Kyle Kuzma, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Miles Turner, and for the Raptors, Emmanuel Quickley, Brandon Ingram, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, and Jacob Poeltl. Both teams are at 3-4 on the season. Both teams expected, for the Raptors, I know the Bucks for sure expected to maybe be a playoff team here. As the tip begins, and the Raptors will win the opening tip here. Emmanuel Quickley has it over to Brandon Ingram. You see Ingram, he'll get that shot up early. That is no good. Gary Trent Jr. will grab the rebound. He's a big three-point shooter here. Over to Antetokounmpo. Passes up the shot over to Cole Anthony, the son of Greg Anthony. Back over to Antetokounmpo here. And there's a shot up. That is good for the three-pointer, and it's 3-0. You see the statistics there in their win against the Pacers in their last game out in the season playthrough. The Bucks shot 54%. Quickly 3-0 for the Bucks. Quickly for three. That is off the iron, no good. Kyle Kuzma will grab the rebound. Cole Anthony sitting there back over to Antetokounmpo. The Greek Freak with it. Passing it over to Kuzma with under 7 to shoot here. Kuzma with it. He's going to shoot for three. That is off the iron. No good. Barnes will grab the rebound. Quickly with it, finding over to RJ Barrett here. Over a minute and 20 into the game. Brandon Ingram with a jump shot. That is good, and the Raptors are on the board. As you see, Ingram averaging just a little over 20 points a game. So both teams are 3-4. You see Miles Turner over to Gary Trent Jr. Gary Trent Jr. will get that jump shot in the paint. No good. Ingram with the rebound. And there, Jacob Poeltl with it. Give it back over to Scotty Barnes. Back over to Ingram. Under 10 to shoot on the shot clock for the Raptors here. Ingram passing it over to Barnes. Scotty Barnes for three. That is no good. Miles Turner will grab the rebound. You see Cole Anthony had it. He gives it over to Gary Trent Jr. Back over to Cole Anthony. Passing it over to Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak. That's a shot up. That is no good. Barnes will grab the rebound again for the Raptors here. Still a 1-point lead for the Knicks. You see Emmanuel Quickley passing it over to Scotty Barnes. 9.5 to play. Or so there. That is missed by Scotty Barnes as Gary Trent Jr. grabbing the rebound. Back over to the Greek Freak, passing it over to Miles Turner, and Miles Turner's going to get the bucket, and the Bucks are back on top by 3. 39% assist percentage right there for Antetokounmpo. He's been in the league all these years. I still have trouble saying his name. Quickly for three. That's going to draw iron, and the Greek Freak will grab the rebound. Over to Anthony. See, Cole Anthony thought about it for a second, and he's just playing around right now. Passing it over to Miles Turner. Turner with undershoot to play. Kyle Kuzma for three. That draws iron. No good. RJ Barrett, the native Canadian, playing for the Raptors. Barnes with it. Passing it over to Emmanuel Quickley here. Back to RJ Barrett. 8.5 to play here in the first. Jacob Poeltl. Pass it over to Ingram. Ingram for three. That is no good. Kyle Kuzma will grab the rebound from Milwaukee as they go the other way. Gary Trent Jr. with it. Passing it back over to Kuzma. Kuzma for three. Draws iron, no good. Jacob Pertl will grab the rebound. R.J. Barrett receiving the pass. He's going to be blocked. And the Bucks are going to have it again. As you see, Antoine Konopo passing up a shot. That's going to go out of... It was going to be the Raptors' ball either way. Because even if Milwaukee recovered that, that was going to be a backcourt violation. So that was a turnover against Milwaukee either way. As the Raptors will call their first timeout here. 7:58 to play in the first quarter. It's 5-2 Milwaukee, and I'm going to stick around for this timeout. And that is because I always usually make an announcement in the first timeout about my channel here. I am Vita Productions. I do mostly sports video games. Most of my content has been College Football 26, but as I said, I am picking up a project here, doing a 2025-2026 season playthrough for the NBA season using NBA2K26. I did a similar project a couple years ago for MLB The Show 24. I'm hoping to pick it up again for MLB The Show 26. So that is so I can help filler these my sports content here on this channel. And I will, usually for this, I do one game for every 2 to 3 calendar days, depending on how the schedule is. And I play the games as you're watching right now, as well as I go over the statistics for the players after the game. Then do a post-game ticker where I go over the scores for each of the calendar days that I don't play after this. In the fourth quarter, I will announce the next game coming up. I'll announce tomorrow's game. That will be out at 2 p.m. Eastern. As we head back from the timeout here, as I said, 7:58 to play in the first quarter. As the Raptors will have the ball, Pertl will inbound it underneath the basket. Over to Emmanuel quickly. Back over to R.J. Barrett, as I said, a native Canadian. Quickly with it. Over to Ingram. Ingram for three. That is no good, and Antoine Konopo will grab the rebound. Kyle Kuzma, he gets it over to Cole Anthony, and he'll get the bucket. It's a 5-point lead for Milwaukee. Ingram, the only 2 points scored by the Raptors right now. You see Barnes back over to R.J. Barrett here. You see Brandon Ingram in a win against Memphis at 18 points. As that shot is missed, as Giannis with the rebound again. Coming over to Cole Anthony, who just had a bucket on the last trip down. He's with Miles Turner. Approaching 7 to play here in the first. 10 to shoot. You see Antoine Konopo for 3. He misses that, and Jacob Pertl will get the rebound. Big pass to Scotty Barnes, and Barnes is fouled. Miles Turner is going to get charged with the foul there, his first personal. But Scotty Barnes is going to shoot 2. It is some exciting times going in Toronto right now, and it's not because the Raptors are starting their season. It's not because the Leafs started their season. It is actually in Major League Baseball right now, as their hometown Toronto Blue Jays are in the World Series. And I usually record these games ahead of time, and at the time, the series is tied at 1 apiece, where the Blue Jays won Game 1 in convincing fashion, but then the Dodgers won Game 2, as you see Scotty Barnes will hit them both. With a dominant performance by Yamamoto going a complete game, I believe he retired the last 20 batters he faced. In this one, you see Antoine Konopo handing it over to Kuzma. Kuzma with the jump shot, no good. Pertl with the rebound. So the World Series tied at 1. And by the time this game is out, these games usually come out throughout the week around 2 p.m. Eastern, except for maybe Mondays and Fridays when I don't usually have College Football 26. You see Barnes for 3. That is no good. No, College Football 26 simulation will have a 4th game. As there's Miles Turner gets the offensive rebound off the Giannis miss, and he will get the put in right there. So second chance points for the Bucks, and they're back up by 5. But as I said, though, at the time this game comes out, it will be the afternoon of game number 4. We don't know which team's going to be ahead because, as I said, recorded this after game 2. I see Quickly there with 2 points, and it's back to a 3-point game again. Over halfway through the first quarter. Back over to Giannis, back over to Gary Trent Jr. here. Kuzma inside. That is no good. Brandon Ingram will grab the rebound. Ingram coming around, back over to Barnes. Barnes will hit the bucket. That is no good. Giannis grabs the rebound. Passes over to Kuzma. Kuzma with a little hook shot there. A layup shot, I should say, and that's back to a 5-point lead here. As you see Kyle Kuzma averaging 24 points a game right now. See Scotty Barnes with it, with the Raptors trailing by 5. So we don't know how the World Series will be, how that series will be, who will be up 2-1, as there is a 3-second violation called against the Raptors. Looking at the stats from last season for the Greek Freak, 30.4 points a game, 11.9 rebounds. Surefire Hall of Famer for a draft class that really wasn't that strong. But as I said, you got Giannis. Nice pass there by him, and Miles Turner will get the bucket there. They're up by 7. Miles Turner with 9 on 4 shooting. Timeout called, and I'm going to take a timeout as well. And we are back here in Toronto, where the Bucks are up by 7 here with under 5 to play in the first quarter. I mentioned about the exciting times in Toronto right now with the buzz with the Blue Jays in the World Series. You see Scotty Barnes will grab the rebound here. These two franchises in the last decade or so have played each other a couple times in the postseason, most notably in the 2019 Eastern Conference Finals. You see Brandon Ingram with it. Got under 5 to shoot. Ingram has to get it off. He'll get the 3-point shot up. That is no good. Miles Turner grabbing the rebound. Gary Trent Jr. has it over to Turner, and Miles Turner with another bucket there. He has 11 on 5 of 5 shooting. It's a 9-point lead for the Bucks right now. Both teams at 3 and 4. Well, as I said, I know they played, I think, back in 2015 or 2016. R.J. Barrett for 3. That is no good. And you see the Bucks there. You see Miles Turner again for 3. That is 14 points for him on 6 of 6 shooting. He is perfect throughout the game so far in this first quarter. And it's a 12-point lead now for the Bucks. That is no good. Turner will grab a rebound. I've been calling his name a lot for everything, it seems like. And there's Antetokounmpo with the slam dunk. And it's a 14-point lead now for the Bucks. This game, got to get something going for the Raptors, or this game's going to get out of hand very quickly here. Barnes coming around. There's Ingram for 3. He drains it. You look at the stats over at home right now, as Brandon Ingram averaging 21 points a game here. Anthony with it for 3. No good. Scotty Barnes grabbing the rebound. Back over to Emmanuel Quickly. Back over to R.J. Barrett here. Barrett coming around. He's going to try to get that layup shot. That is good. And the margin is back to single digits again. Look at that. The Bucks shooting 9 of 19. The Raptors 4 of 18. See Kuzma for 3. That is off the rim. No good. Ingram will grab it. Chance to get this closer. You see Quickly coming around. He is fouled, and he's going to get to the line. As we look at the rebound edge, the Bucks with the 15-10 edge on that one, as we're going to get some substitutions here.
Team foul at the line for your Raptors.
Quickly. As Kuzma was called for the foul here, Quickly with a chance for a 3-point play. And he misses that one. But it is a 7-0 run Quickly. As you see there, that is a missed alley-oop attempt. And they're going the other way. Quickly coming around. He's going to get the slam dunk. It's now back to a 5-point game again. A 9-0 run for the Raptors. Under 2 to play. Until in the first quarter here, you see Miles Turner passing it over to Rollins, who's into the game now for the first time for the Milwaukee Bucks. Back over to Turner. Miles Turner's had a hell of a first quarter so far. Rollins for three. He drains it, and that will put an end to that 9-0 run, and the Bucks are back on top by 8. Under a minute and a half to play here in the first quarter. Here at the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. Ingram for three. That is no good. Miles Turner will grab the rebound as you see Rollins now with it for the Bucks. Rollins passing it over to Antetokounmpo. Back over to Kuzma, and Kyle Kuzma with the slam dunk. And it's back to a 10-point game again. Kuzma, ice cold tonight. He only has 4 points on 2 of 8 shooting. Under a minute to play here in the first. You see Grady Dick for three. That is no good. Kyle Kuzma will get the rebound. Bucks going the other way now to Giannis. Over to Turner. Miles Turner, as I said, has been perfect so far in the first quarter. Kuzma for three. That is no good. Grady Dick grabbing the rebound. Gives it over to Quickly. Emmanuel Quickly with it. They do have to get a shot off as the shot clock is still on. Quickly for three. He drains the three. It's a 7-point game. Shot clock turned off now for the Bucks. They will get the ball to start the second in the third quarter. Kuzma coming around. Kuzma gets a shot up, and that is good. They will have a review. We'll see how it goes.
The previous play is under review.
Looks like he got it off in time. Did he? Yes, he did. It's going to count. It's going to count. It was out of his hands before that buzzer went off.
After the review, the ruling on the floor is overturned.
Don't know why they said it was no good. But either way, at the end of one, the Milwaukee Bucks with a 27-18 lead here in Toronto. And I'll be back to start the second quarter. Back here in Toronto, the Bucks will inbound at the start the second quarter, leading by 9. They led by as many as 14 in that first quarter. The Raptors had a little bit of a surge. You see Kyle Kuzma did hit that shot to end the first quarter at the buzzer to put them up by 9. You see Rollins coming around. Portis Jr. for three. He drains it. It's a 12-point lead for the Bucks. Sheed, you see Rollins, Porter Jr., Smith, Prince, and Portis Jr. So you have a lot of Porters and Portis Juniors on here. Sheed, that's a bucket is no good. And Portis Jr. will grab the rebound. You see Porter Jr. now with it. Look at the rebound. The edge goes 19-11 in favor of the Milwaukee Bucks. Porter Jr. with it at under 10 to shoot. Porter Jr. coming around back to Portis Jr. That's a three. That is no good, and I can't pronounce that gentleman's name. You see Grady Dick with it coming around. And Grady Dick gets a shot up, no good. Prince will grab the rebound. Over a minute into the second quarter, 12-point lead for the Bucks, I should say. Rollins still has it, passing it over. I believe that's Smith for three, and he drains that one. It's a 15-point lead. As you see, Ryan Rollins had 12 points, 4 assists, and 2 steals. In the win, this is the second game of a back-to-back in this series here. You see Walter with it over to Mogbo, to Sheed. And Sheed coming around with the layup. And that is good. However, the Raptors shooting a putrid 31% right now. Trailing by 13 as we are 2 minutes into the second quarter. Give it over to Portis Jr. Portis Jr. That is no good. Mogbo with the rebound as Sheed hell have it. He just scored on his last trip around. Back over to Grady Dick. Dick gets that shot up. That is no good. Rollins will grab the rebound for the Bucks. Passes over to Portis Jr., and Portis Jr. is going to get the layup, and it's good. And the Bucks are back up by 15. So we're 2.5 into the second quarter. Sheed passes it up to Muka Malashvi. I'm sorry, I'm going to have a hard and fun time trying to pronounce that name. He misses it, and the Bucks will grab the rebound with it. They have it. I see Rollins coming around here as we are now about to reach passing 3 minutes into the second quarter here. Portis Jr. passing it over to Rollins. Rollins with the bucket. That is good, and it's a 17-point lead for the Milwaukee Bucks. A 10-2 run for them in the last 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Sheed for three. That is off the iron, and Portis Jr. will grab the rebound for the Bucks. Prince with it back over to Porter Jr. Have a Porter and a Portis Jr. out on the court for the Milwaukee Bucks. Both teams not off to good starts right now. Portis Jr. Porter Jr. That is no good, but Portis Jr. will grab the offensive rebound, and then we'll get the bucket on the second chance points. 19-point lead for Milwaukee here as we're approaching 4 minutes into the second quarter. Here at the Scotiabank Arena here, and that is stolen by Portis Jr. I don't get how they just pass up these shots here on either side. Porter Jr. with it. Porter Jr. over to Portis Jr. for three. That's an open three, no good. And that is a rebound here as the Raptors have been held scoreless for over 2.5 minutes. Grady Dick coming around now. Back over to Mogby. Walter with it. Walter to Muka Malashvi. And that is an illegal screen called against Grady Dick, his first personal foul. However, offensive fouls do not get called, do not count towards team fouls. I see Portis Jr. inbounding it back over to Antetokounmpo here, and there is a timeout called by Milwaukee here. 7:22 to play here in the second quarter. I'll take a timeout as well. Milwaukee up by 19. And we are back here at the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, where the Bucks are off to a 39-20 start here. 7:22 to play until halftime. And it has been a dominant effort by the Hawks. The Raptors have not led at any point in this game. As we see Cole Anthony back into the game now for the Milwaukee Bucks. Cole Anthony had 12 points in the win against the Indiana Pacers. Antetokounmpo passing over to Portis Jr. Portis Jr. still into the game off the bench, and he will get some points there. And it's a 21-point lead for the Milwaukee Bucks. Grady Dick with it coming around. Jumper, that is good, and that ends a little drought there. However, the Raptors are only 9 of 30 shooting. See Gary Trent Jr. with it coming around, passing it over to Kuzma. Kuzma, that shot is no good. Kuzma had the shot to end the first quarter. Brandon Ingram with it. And he's got the nice screen there. Ingram for three. He drains it. It's a 16-point game. The Raptors have got to get a run going here if they want to stay in this game. As you see, Antetokounmpo now has it. Taking the pass from Cole Anthony there. Send to shoot. He gives it over Kuzma for three. That is no good. Scotty Barnes will grab the rebound. Kuzma only has 6 points on 3 of 12 shooting, but he did have that. You see Ingram for three. He drains it. It's now 13 points. That's an 8-0 run by the Raptors. See Antetokounmpo coming around with it. He's going to get a layup attempt, and that is just too easy right there. And the lead back to 15 for the Bucks. Quickly has it. Passing it over to Scotty Barnes. Back over to Ingram. Ingram from inside. That is no good. And Antetokounmpo will grab the rebound for the Milwaukee Bucks. Over to Anthony. Back over to Kuzma. Kuzma for three. He drains it. Raptors went on an 8-0 run to cut it to 13. Well, the Bucks score the next 5 there to quickly go back up by 18 as the bucket there by the Raptors cuts it to 16 here. Under 5 to play until halftime. Kuzma with it. Passing over to Antetokounmpo. Giannis coming around. Giannis with the slam dunk, and it's back to an 18-point game again. As you see, Giannis averaging 21.7 points per game. As a timeout is called by the Raptors here, and we will take another timeout as well. 4:28 to play, 48-30, Milwaukee on top. And we are back here in Toronto. As I said, the Bucks are up by 18. They led by as many as 21 before the Raptors were able to cut it to 13, but then the Bucks have been able to answer the Raptors' runs. Can the Raptors go on an extended run to keep themselves in this game here as we are under 4.5 to play until halftime here at the Scotiabank Arena? You see Ingram for 3. He drains it. Ingram with 16 points. He has 9 in this quarter. Antetokounmpo finding it over to Gary Trent Jr. Back over to Antetokounmpo. Finding Kuzma. Kuzma for 3. He will drain it, and it's back to an 18-point game. Kuzma started off this game very ice cold, but it looks like he's starting to heat up. As we're under 4 minutes of play, it's an 18-point lead. Ingram back over to Quickly. Emmanuel Quickly with under 5 to shoot. He'll get that jump shot up, and that is good. Emmanuel Quickly has 11 points on 5 of 7 shooting. Gary Trent Jr. with it. Thought about the pass for a second, but he gives it to Antetokounmpo, and Antetokounmpo will get the bucket there. He has 8 in this game. As Gary Trent Jr. with the steal. Back over to Kyle Kuzma. Kuzma couldn't hold on to it. Miles Turner. He is fouled, and he's going to get to the line. It's a 20-point lead again. As Scotty Barnes is called for the foul. Miles Turner is perfect from the field tonight. He now has 16 himself. And he will miss the free throw there, so that's the first time he's missed in this game. Still remains a 20-point game. Barnes. Get over to Emmanuel Quickly here. I believe the starting lineups for both squads are back in there. There's a shot. As Quickly now has 13 points in this game on 75% shooting. Back to an 18-point game again here. Kuzma for 3, and he drains that one, and it is 21-point lead again, matching the largest by the Bucks. 2.5 to play here until halftime. You see Scotty Barnes coming with it. Barnes with that shot. That is up. That is good. It's a 19-point lead. Cole Anthony has it crossing the timeline. 2:17 to play here in the second quarter. See Antetokounmpo with it. He's just missed it. Just missed going out of bounds, as I say. Under 10 to shoot. Antetokounmpo. See the Greek Freak coming around. He's going to get that layup, and it is good. He's in double figures. All 10 points are in the paint. He is definitely on pace of getting a triple-double right now in this game. Ingram coming around with a layup of his own, and that is good. Brandon Ingram now has 18 points on 7 of 13 shooting. The rest of the team only has 23. As you see Giannis coming around. Giannis, that is another easy bucket there, and the Bucks are up by 21. Giannis with 12 points. 1:13 left until halftime. Back over to Brandon Ingram. Ingram trying to get something going here, as I say. About a minute to the play here. Ingram with it. Ingram, that bucket is good. It's 62-43. Brandon Ingram, 20 points in this first half. The bright spot for the Raptors in what has been a terrible first half for this team. As you see, Barnes will grab get the steal there. Barnes coming around. Can't get anything going on transition there. You know, he's going to pass it quickly back over to Ingram. Said Ingram has been hot. As you see, R.J. Barrett under 10 to shoot. Scotty Barnes for 3. He will drain it. And the lead is down to 16 as the Raptors are now up to 46% shooting. So they've been getting a little bit better shooting. Thing is, can they stop some of these shots? And you see Giannis with the dunk off of a Miles Turner assist. It's an 18-point game. Shot clock turned off. See Ingram coming around. Got to hold on to it. Ingram misses it as Antetokounmpo will grab the rebound. Under 5 to shoot. Under 5 to play. You see Miles Turner. And you see Cole Anthony with the assist, and that's going to be no good. And we come to the end of the first half here. It has been a very dominant performance by the Milwaukee Bucks. They lead the Raptors 66-46 as we head to the halftime report, and I will see you guys in the second half. And we are back here at the Scotiabank Center in Toronto, Ontario here. As I said, the Bucks are up by 20 points as we look at some Brandon Ingram highlights. 20 points for Brandon Ingram. He's been a bright spot for what has just been a terrible first half by the Raptors here. As the Raptors are paced by Antetokounmpo, who has 14 points, but he does have 8 rebounds and 9 assists, so he is flirting with a triple-double here. You see quickly Ingram, Pirtle, Barrett, and Barnes are in the lineup for the Raptors here. Quickly, and he's going to lose it to Kyle Kuzma. Kuzma is coming with it over to Cole Anthony. Anthony thought about the shot, but he passes it up, and that's going to be stolen by Barrett. Coming around for Barnes, passing it over to Ingram, and Ingram is going to get the layup, and it's good. That is 22 for Brandon Ingram. So we had some nice assists by Scotty Barnes there. As the Antetokounmpo back over to Kuzma. Kuzma will get the bucket. And I believe that might be the 10th assist by Giannis there. So he now has a double-double in this game. Barrett for 3. He drains it. 17-point game now. Only a minute into the third quarter here. See Miles Turner passing it over to Trent Jr. Gary Trent Jr. That draws iron. No good. R.J. Barrett will grab the rebound there. Passing it over to Barnes. Barnes for 3. That is off the rim. No good. Turner will grab the rebound. Cole Anthony has it. Give it over to Antetokounmpo. Gary Trent Jr. for 3. He will drain it. And And that will be a 20-point lead again. As I said, the Bucks led by as many as 21 in that first half. As see R.J. Barrett with it. 2 minutes. As you see Ingram for 3. He drains it. Ingram now has 25 in this game. As we are over 2 minutes into the third quarter here. Giannis Antetokounmpo. As I said, flirting with a triple-double. As you see Kyle Kuzma with it. Coming around, Kuzma for 3. No good. Pirtle will grab the rebound. Barrett now has it. You see R.J. Barrett wanting to try to get something going, but he's going to have to pass it to Emmanuel quickly. Over there, you see Ingram for 3 again. That is no good. Cole Anthony will grab the rebound. Giannis with it, gives it over to Kyle Kuzma. Kuzma will get that shot up. That is no good. Scotty Barnes grabbing the rebound for Toronto. Trailing by 17 here. Over to Jacob Pirtle. Back over to Barnes. Barnes to R.J. Barrett. Barrett passes up a shot to Scotty Barnes. Barnes with it. He'll get the shot. Shoot it from inside. No good. Miles Turner grabbing the rebound. I see Giannis with it again. As he's coming around. Giannis. Layup shot. That is good. That is 16 for him. He's averaging over 20 points a game on the road. And the Bucks back up by 19. You see R.J. Barrett. Nice layup there. It's back down to 17 again. Oh, and look at that. Miles Turner with the slam dunk off that nice assist there. The Bucks are shooting 33 of 55. 19-point game again. As we are approaching 4 minutes into the third quarter. Barrett for 3. No good, as Antetokounmpo will grab the rebound. I believe that might be number 9 for him. You look at the edge. The Bucks have the rebound edge, 30-21. As you see Giannis coming around. That is in there. That's 18 for him. All 18 have come in the paint. And a timeout called by the Raptors here. It's a 21-point lead for Milwaukee with 7:35 to play here in the third quarter. We'll be right back. And we are back here in Toronto with the Bucks leading 77-56 here. You look at the three-point percentage last season, the Bucks were on top of the league. And they've been hitting three-pointers here in this game tonight here. 7:35 to play in the third quarter. 21-point lead again for the Bucks. As you see Emmanuel quickly with it. Give it back over to Barnes. Barnes over to Ingram now. Ingram coming around with under 10 to shoot here. Now under 5. Ingram's got to get that shot up. That is no good. Miles Turner grabbing the rebound. Kyle Kuzma now has it for the Bucks. Over to Cole Anthony, passing it over to Miles Turner. Turner back over to Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo is going to come around with a slam dunk, and that is 20 points for him. He now has, it's now a 23-point lead, the largest lead of the game for the Bucks. And the largest lead for the Raptors was 0 points. You see Ingram coming around. That is in there. Brandon Ingram is having a solid game for the Raptors. However, the rest of the team not doing so hot. Antetokounmpo coming around. You see Cole Anthony with it. Anthony for 3. That is no good. Scotty Barnes will get the rebound. Ingram now has it. Coming around, back over to Barrett, back over to Ingram. Ingram with it with under 7 to shoot. He's got to get the shot up. Passing it over to Barnes. Barnes for 3. No good. Kuzma will grab the rebound. Kuzma give it over to Turner, and Miles Turner with another bucket. Kyle Kuzma does get the assist. Brandon Ingram has it. Ingram for 3. That is off the iron, no good. Kuzma grabbing the rebound here. 5.5 to play here in the third. Milwaukee up by 23. Cole Anthony back over to Giannis. Under 8 to shoot here. Giannis Antetokounmpo coming around for the Greek Freak. Passes up. Shoots it up, I should say. No good. Quickly grabbing the rebound. Over to Barnes, and Barnes is going to go to the line here as Giannis is called for his first team foul against the Bucks. Don't forget, coming up a little bit later tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern will be College Football 26 simulation here. First of 4 games. And I'm doing 4 games this week because there are definitely some 3 Power 4 conference games that are worth to post, as well as the Group of 5 game. And this Group of 5 game, we say in the American Conference here as the first free throw is missed. And that will be featuring the Navy Midshipmen, who are still undefeated at the 7-1 North Texas Mean Green. I have featured North Texas once already in their game against South Florida, as the second has been made. 22 points is the difference now. 81-59, Milwaukee on top here as we're approaching 5 to play here in the third. Portis Jr. in there. Kuzma for 3. That is off. No good. Scotty Barnes grabbing the rebound. Over to Emmanuel quickly. Back over to R.J. Barrett, the native Canadian. Back over to Grady Dick. Grady Dick passing it over to R.J. Barrett. Barrett 5 to shoot. Passing it over to Quickly. Under 2 to shoot. Quickly will get the bucket, and it's good. Emmanuel Quickly with 15 points, 8 of them in the paint. And it's a 20-point lead. With about 4:15 to play here in the third quarter, 81-61. Back over to Turner. Miles Turner for 3. And I believe he's still perfect, at least from the field. I know he missed 1 from the free throw line, but it's back up to 23 points again, matching the largest lead. You see Jacob Pirtle passing it over to Grady Dick. Grady Dick thought about the shot. He will get the shot up. That is no good. Gary Trent Jr. coming around. Back over to Kyle Kuzma. Kuzma for 3. No good. R.J. Barrett with it. Passing it over to Scotty Barnes. As I said, 3.5 to play here. 23-point lead here. Pirtle with it. Passing it over to Grady Dick. Grady Dick going to get the layup attempt. That looks like that had a piece of it there. Looks like Miles Turner had a piece of it, and it's going to go the other way. Kuzma back over to Miles Turner. Turner passing it over to Portis Jr. Back over to Kuzma to Gary Trent Jr. for 3. That is off the rim. No good. Barrett will grab the rebound. 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter. 23-point lead for the Bucks. See R.J. Barrett coming around with the layup, and that is good. Deficit back down to 21 for the Raptors. Anthony gives it back over to Gary Trent Jr. Back to Cole Anthony. Kuzma with it. 10 to shoot now for the Bucks. Kuzma for 3. He drains it. Kyle Kuzma puts the Bucks up by 24. They're now their new largest lead of the game. R.J. Barrett with it. Coming around, R.J. Barrett with a layup attempt. He's been blocked, but that is goaltending anyway. And the bucket will count as we will have a timeout for Milwaukee, calling a timeout. 2:11 to play here at 87-65. We'll be back. All right, we are back here at the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto as we have substitutions being made by both teams here. It should be very interesting who's going to be on the floor. 22-point game for the lead for the Bucks here with 2:11 to play. See Porter Jr. on the court still for the back on the court, I should say. Back over to Portis Jr. over to Prince. Prince for 3. That is no good. Murray Boyles will grab the rebound. Grady Dick coming around. That shot is up. That is no good. Rollins will grab the rebound for the Milwaukee Bucks. Prince coming in, gives it over to Turner. Miles Turner still having a good game. And that might be his first miss from the field in this game. He was perfect up from the field up to this night. As Sheed has it. Sheed passing back over to R.J. Barrett. We have a mixture of bench and starters out on the court for both teams. That shot is up. That is no good. Turner with the rebound. Rollins coming with it. Back over to Prince. Prince passing over to Portis Jr. Portis Jr. gets that bucket. Bucks shooting 57% from the field to the Raptors 44%. 24-point lead again, tied for the largest lead. R.J. Barrett with it. He's trying to get something going here. Passing over to Mogbo. That is with the slam dunk, and it's 22 points again. Porter Jr. coming with it. As there is now under 40 seconds to play here. 13 to shoot on the shot clock. Back over to Rollins. Rollins coming over to Portis Jr. That jump shot is up. That is no good. Shot clock turned off. R.J. Barrett with it for the Raptors. They could hold on for it, try to get a 2-for-1 as they will get the ball to start the fourth quarter. Trailing by 22 here. 6 to shoot. And you see R.J. Barrett for 3. That is no good. Rebound by Rollins. Rollins is going to get the shot up, but that is no good. And we are done with 3 here. The Bucks leading it by 22. It is 89-67. Fourth quarter coming right up. Back here in Toronto, 22-point lead for the Bucks, but we got to start off with the State Farm assist of the game here. And that was a nice one from Miles Turner to Antetokounmpo. I believe that was in the second quarter. As we start the fourth quarter here, Ingram with it. As there is a foul call. That is a reach-in against Rollins. So that is the first team foul. You see Rollins, Porter Jr., Portis Jr., Prince, and Antetokounmpo into the game. Start the fourth quarter. Walter has it for the Raptors. Under 10 to shoot here. Sheed has it. 5 to shoot. Sheed for 3. That is off the rim, no good. Portis Jr. grabbing the rebound. As you see Antetokounmpo has it. Giannis, I believe, close to a triple-double. If not, he already has it, but I definitely know he's over 22 points in this game. On 11 to 15 shooting and plus 15 on the plus-minus scale. As the Bucks are set back up by 24 here, they're largest of the game, or tied for the largest. Ingram passing up a shot to Sheed. 5 to shoot. There's a three-point attempt. That's a drained. 91 to 70. Over a minute in, as you see, Giannis just goes around. That's 24 points for him. 10 in the mid-range here. And it's back to a 23-point lead again. Grady Dick coming around. Layup, and that is good. Ingram gets the assist there. I see Porter Jr. across to the timeline over to Antetokounmpo. Assist there to Portis Jr. Yeah, that is the assist there. I spoke a little too soon, but it worked out anyway. Either way, it's a 23-point lead for Milwaukee again. It has been all Milwaukee since the opening tip. Ingram coming around. As you see Brandon Ingram almost lost it, but he maintained it, and he's going to get the layup there. In case we don't have a timeout until later on in this game, don't forget, everybody, when this game is done, we are not done yet. As you see, Giannis loses it over to Ingram, but he's going to pass it to Sheed, but then that's going to be stolen by Rollins. Bucks going back the other way. Rollins has it. Back over to Antetokounmpo for 3. No good. Mogbo with the rebound as Sheed has it. Walter pass it over to Sheed. Sheed pass it back over to Mogbo. Mogbo's going to come around with a slam dunk, and that is good. It is a 19-point game again. I don't remember the last time the margin has been under 20. Probably since early third quarter. 19-point game as we are under 9 to play here in the fourth. Portis Jr. trying to hold on to it. 8 to shoot. Over to Prince. Under 5 to shoot now. You see Prince still has it. He's going to get the three-pointer up, and that is good. And it's a 22-point lead again. But as I was saying, though, we are heading back to the West Coast tomorrow. We go to Intuit Dome. Get our first look at the LA Clippers. So in this game, I see Magbo with the bucket, and there is a timeout called. And now that there's not much action, now I can actually go into details about tomorrow's game, as we were going to keep it here. As I said, we're heading back into the Western Conference as the calendar in this season playthrough now flips to November 6th. We have the Phoenix Suns. They're going to be showcased for the second time. However, we are going to be heading from one World Series city to the other, as we'll be actually technically in Inglewood, California, just outside of, not too far from Dodger Stadium, and just right down the road from SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. We head to Intuit Dome, where the Los Angeles Clippers will be playing host to the Phoenix Suns. As I said, this is the second time we have showcased the Phoenix Suns, but the first time we have shown the Los Angeles Clippers, as most of the games on the schedule when I select them have already had teams that were selected. I believe the Clippers were the only team on that schedule not to have been showcased at that point yet, or I believe that was going to be a good game, so I wanted to showcase the Clippers anyway, even with Phoenix getting the second time on there. As I said, this is part of its first schedule block. First two schedule blocks will be random games, so I can get at least every team showcased at least once per schedule block. So that means every team on here will be showcased no less than 2 times, I should say. Some might get up to like 3 or 4 times. There's actually a couple teams that are going to be showcased 3 times in schedule block number 1. You see Antoine Quinopo with the dunk. He has 26 points, all 26 in the paint. And it's back up to a 22-point game again. Ingram with it. Is it right up there as the Bucks have reached the century mark, up by 22. If you like what you see, as you see Sheed for 3, that is no good, as Antoine Quinopo will grab the rebound. I believe now he's unofficially at a triple-double range. Kuzma with it, coming around. Kuzma, there's a slam dunk, and it's back to a 24-point game again. 7:15 to play here. They led by as many as 24 on numerous occasions. I believe that is still the largest lead of the game for the Milwaukee Bucks, as Magbo gives it over to Ingram. Ingram, nice turnaround shot. That is good. Brandon Ingram, 31 points in this game. Has scored 31 of the 80 for the Raptors, I should say. Giannis coming around. Back over to Kuzma. 6:38 to play here. Kuzma gets a shot up. Passes over actually to Portis, and now Portis is going to get the shot up, and that's good. Kuzma is going to get the assist there. But don't forget, when this game is done, we are not done yet. We still got statistics to go over, as well as a post-game ticker. If there's any notable news and notes for me to post, I'll be posting that as well. On top of the injury report, as Grady Dick misses that one. Giannis will grab the rebound. Back over to Giannis. Giannis for 3. No good. Ingram will grab the rebound here as we are now under 6 to play. Magbo with it. 24-point lead for the Bucks. Back over to Ingram. Ingram coming around. 9 to shoot. Ingram. Layup, and that is good. That's 33 for him. Raptors shooting 35 of 74 in this game. The Bucks are 46 of 78. And you see there Giannis with the slam dunk. That's 28 for him. Nikola Jokic and Trae Young are your conference players of the week, as you can see on those headlines there. As Ingram's going to go to the line, as Portis Jr. called for his first foul.
Defensive foul.
Ingram now at 35 with a chance to get 36 in this one and cut the deficit to 21. As Brandon Ingram is shooting one. And he will sink that one. He's now at 36. Antetokounmpo with it. Give it over to the Greek Freak, has it. Back over to Kyle Kuzma. Kuzma with it. 300 seconds left of this game. Kuzma, the jumper. That is no good. Jacob Hurdle will grab the rebound. Ingram with it again. Back over to Scotty Barnes. Barnes goes over. Layup attempt no good. Giannis will grab the rebound. Back over to Cole Anthony. Back over to Gary Trent Jr. Kuzma with it. Kuzma for three, and that is no good. Scotty Barnes will grab the rebound. Scotty Barnes with it. Gives it over, back over to Brandon Ingram, who has 36 in a losing effort. R.J. Barrett, layup, but that is no good as Antetokounmpo will grab the rebound. Back over to Kuzma. Kuzma for three, no good. Turner will get the offensive rebound and the second chance points. We talk about Giannis having a good game. I think he's unofficially at the triple-double mark, but you know what? Miles Turner for a while was perfect in this game. As you see R.J. Barrett for three, he drains it. It's back to a 20-point game again. 108-88. 3.5 to play. And it looks like the Bucks are well on their way. See Kuzma, jumper no good. The Bucks look like they're going to be the team that's going to head back to 500 early on this season, as both teams entered this game at 3-4. Ingram with it, holding it on here. Ingram, that's an alley-oop. Scotty Barnes with the dunk. Ingram getting an assist on that alley-oop. And it's an 18-point game again with under 3 to play here. Antetokounmpo coming around. He has his way, and that's going to be an and one opportunity as Scotty Barnes will be called for his second personal foul. And Giannis is going to go to the line.
Shooting for Milwaukee. Giannis
Antetokounmpo. As I said, he's been in the league for a long time, and I have yet to be able to perfect pronouncing his last name, so I've been trying. As Giannis is waiting. Gonna get that shot up. That is no good, as Jacob Hurdle will grab the rebound, so he misses the free throw there. Scotty Barnes. Passing it over to Emmanuel quickly. 2:36 to play. It's 110-90. You see Quickly coming around. Quickly layup, and that is good. It's back to an 18-point game again. Quickly with 17 points, 10 in the mid-range, 10 of those coming from mid-range. And the Bucks will call a timeout here. 2:22 to play in this game. 110-92. I'll be right back as we take a timeout. And we are back in Toronto here. 2:22 left to play here as we see the player of the game is Giannis Antetokounmpo. They're showing us the player of the game even before the final buzzer. But you know what? He's definitely earned this game. As I said, he's unofficially, at least on my count, he's at triple-double range. So I know he was flirting with a triple-double going into halftime. And I know that he got at least one assist. He definitely has had more than 2 rebounds. I see Giannis with it. Get it over to Gary Trent Jr. here. Trent Jr. back over to Giannis. Giannis with 2. 1. Gets that shot up, and it's good. 2 minutes to play. 112-92, the Bucks on top. As I said, it is most likely going to be academic here. You see Brandon Ingram. He has 38 in a losing effort. It's back to an 18-point game again. Unless something really happens, I believe this game is academic, as I said. But again, we are not done after this game, as we have statistics, post-game ticker, and injury report with maybe some news and notes. Giannis has it. 2-1, gets that shot up. That is no good. Jacob Poeltl will grab the rebound here. Under a minute and 20 now. A minute 20 now. You see Brandon Ingram. That is no good. Kyle Kuzma grabbing the rebound. A minute 10 in the fourth. Gary Trent Jr. coming. Hand it over to Giannis. And Giannis with the slam dunk. That's a 20-point lead. Gary Trent Jr. with the assist there. And under 1 minute now to play. Over to Ingram. Ingram. That is good. I believe that is now 40 for Brandon Ingram. Great performance by him in an individual effort. However, that's still going to be really coming up really short for the Raptors here, as there is just 36 to play. See Gary Trent for three. That is no good. Barnes will grab the rebound. Shot clock is still on, so the Raptors do have to take another shot. Back over to Quickly. Quickly for three. That is off the iron, no good. And now all the Raptors have to do is just cross the midcourt line. They don't have to get any shots up here, as we are down to the final 4 seconds of this game. And it's going to be a very convincing victory for the Milwaukee Bucks as they head back to 500. The Milwaukee Bucks defeat the Raptors 114-96 in a game that they dominated from start to finish, led by as many as 24, and never trailed at any point in the game. As you can see, Giannis getting interviewed in a silent interview, as I always take the commentators, or the game commentators, roll off so you guys can hear my annoying self. But let me tell you, Giannis definitely deserved player of the game, and we are not done yet. Stay tuned for the statistics. It is now time for the statistics for the players here. As we always start off with the home team, win or lose. We see Brandon Ingram in 39 minutes of play, 40 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. Emmanuel Quickly, 17, 2 and 4. RJ Barrett, the native Canadian playing for the Raptors, 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists, 2 steals. He was 2 assists away from a double-double. Scotty Barnes, 10 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. Just shy of a double-double himself. Jonathan Mogbo, only 6 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist in 14 minutes of play. Grady Dick only scored 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal. Jacoby Walter had a 3 points in 9 minutes, or 9 minutes of play. Jamal Sheed, 2 points and 2 assists in 14 minutes of play. And a starter being held scoreless, Jacob Poeltl, only had 8 rebounds and 1 assist. Colin Murray Boyles, only 1 rebound, 3 minutes of play. Sandro Mamukalashvi, that's how I'm going to try to pronounce his name. 2 rebounds in only 5 minutes of play. Then we have Ochai Agbaji, did not play in the game. Jamison Battle did not play. AJ Lawson did not play. And Garrett Temple did not play. Wow, I didn't know that Garrett Temple was still in the league. And now for the Milwaukee Bucks, I said it was unofficial, but you know what? Now we can officially say that Giannis Antetokounmpo had a triple-double, 34 points, 14 rebounds, 12 assists in 39 minutes of play. Miles Turner also had a double-double with 27 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, and a block. Kyle Kuzma had 22 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and a block. Bobby Portis Jr. off the bench had 13 points, 4 rebounds, and a steal. Ryan Rollins, 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal off the bench. Gary Trent Jr., who did start, only had 3 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal in 33 minutes of play. Taurean Prince, 3 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist in 11 minutes of play. Then we have Tyler Smith, only 3 points in 5 minutes off the bench. Cole Anthony, 33 minutes of play, but he only got 2 points, 1 rebound, and 3 assists. Kevin Porter Jr., 2 points, a rebound, and 2 assists in 16 minutes of play. Then we have Chris Livingston, Jericho Sims, Andre Jackson Jr., AJ Green, Amir Coffey. They did not play for the Milwaukee Bucks. And those are your statistics. Stay tuned for the post-game ticker. It is now time for the post-game ticker, brought to you by 2K Sports. And a game that we just watched, the Bucks defeat the Raptors 114-98. And these are games played on November 4th, 2025, by the way. Again, as I said, 114-96, I should say, was the final score of the game that we just watched. The Bucks pull to 4-4. The Raptors fall to 3-5. The Orlando Magic, though, now have a 6-game winning streak, as they have not lost as we showcased them earlier this past week. 109-92 winners over the Atlanta Hawks, who are to fall to 5-3. The Chicago Bulls come back from behind and squeak out a victory against the Philadelphia 76ers, 121-120, as the Sixers will fall to a game below 500 and the Bulls up to 5-2. The Charlotte Hornets, 129-114 winners over the New Orleans Pelicans, as the Hornets will get their 3rd win of the year, and the Pelicans have now lost 4 in a row since they started off 3-0. And the second to last game of this slate of games for November 5th, we'll see the Warriors over the Suns, 123-116. We will see the Suns for a second time in this schedule block number 1 tomorrow afternoon. And then last but not least, we have the the Oklahoma City Thunder going to 7-1 on the year, defeating the Los Angeles Clippers 131-124. The Clippers we will be seeing tomorrow against the Utah Jazz, against the Phoenix Suns, I should say. And now for the games on November 5th, 2024. The Sixers fall to the Cavaliers 121-116. The Pistons will get their 2nd win of the year, 120-106 winners over the Utah Jazz. The Brooklyn Nets will remain winless, as the Indiana Pacers will have a 107-99 win over the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets fall to 0-8. They are the only remaining winless team in the NBA in this season playthrough. The Wizards will get their 2nd win of the season, winning 111-106 over the Boston Celtics. And the New York Knicks will hand the Minnesota Timberwolves their first loss of the season, as the Timberwolves will now fall to 7-1 as the Knicks go to 6-2 with a 118-115 comeback from behind win over the Minnesota Timberwolves. In Memphis, we have the Grizzlies getting their 3rd win of the year. I believe that's back-to-back wins now. They squeak out a game against the Houston Rockets 123-121, and the Rockets fall to 2-5. And by now, there are no more undefeated teams in the NBA in this season playthrough, as the Pelicans end their 4-game losing streak with a comeback from behind win. And let me see, they were down by as many as, I would say, 10 points, at one point. They were down by as many as 10, but they get a 103-102 win over the now previously undefeated Dallas Mavericks, as they are now 7-1 on the season. The Miami Heat loses their 3rd in a row. They fall to the Nuggets 131-117. I believe this might be the first time the Nuggets are above 500 at this early part of the season. The Spurs, and I have some good news for Spurs fans here. They get a 120-104 victory over the Los Angeles Lakers at Crypto.com Arena. Spurs are 3-4 on the season. The Oklahoma City Thunder are now 8-1. They get back-to-back. They went on back-to-back nights. So the Thunder, with a 138-117 win over the Portland Trailblazers. And last but not least, we will be lighting the beam in Sacramento as the Kings with a 123-98 win over the Golden State Warriors in the Interstate 80 series. The Warriors now fall to 6-3, and the Kings move up to 3-5. So that will be a happy recap for my Kings. And that will do it for the post-game ticker. If your team, as my friend RJL Network would say, if your team won, congratulations. If not, there's always tomorrow. And it is now time for the injury report here, as we have the Philadelphia 76ers, Jarrett McCain, still out 2 to 4 weeks. Yeah, I think he got hurt in the game that we watched between the Sixers and the Nets. I believe that was a game that he did get hurt in. Strained right hip, out 2 to 4 weeks. Bucks, no injuries. Bulls, no injuries. Cavaliers, injuries, as Max Struss is out still for another 4 to 6 weeks with a torn right foot ligament. However, we see over here, Darius Garland has now been upgraded to just hurt, but he's still out for another 1 to 2 weeks with the same injury as Struss. Jason Tatum still out 4 to 6 months with a sore left wrist for the Celtics. For the Clippers that we're going to see tomorrow night, and I actually made a little bit of an error, but we're still going to see the Clippers play tomorrow against the Suns, and I'll tell you what that error is a little bit later on, but right now I just want to keep straight to the injuries here, as Chris Paul, he's now hurt with a broken left finger. He's out 6 to 8 weeks, and the Clippers are going to be without Brook Lopez, as Lopez is still out 1 to 2 weeks with that pulled left hamstring. Zach Edey still out 2 to 4 weeks with a sore right ankle for the Grizzlies. Hawks, nothing to report. And as I mentioned, Terry Rozier suspended indefinitely for his involvement with that illegal gambling ring, where also an assistant coach for the Cavaliers, Damon Jones, and Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups was arrested on the same day. As I said, in this universe, I was able to fire Chauncey Billups on the Portland Trailblazers, and I was able to suspend Terry Rozier pending investigation. Kind of curious to see, because I'm starting to hear more names are coming out with this, and Adam Silver does actually have to meet with Congress for a briefing. So as far as Rozier goes, he's still suspended. Tyler Hero out 2 to 4 weeks with a sprained left foot. Jaime Jaquez Jr., broken ribs, now day-to-day. No injuries for the Hornets or for the Jazz. The Kings, Dennis Schroeder now out day-to-day. He's still day-to-day, so we don't know when he'll be returning. New York Knicks, no injuries. Lakers, as LeBron James and Adal Theodore are now upgraded to recovering and are still day-to-day. I have a feeling we'll probably be seeing them at some point. They'll be making their return. Orlando Magic have no injuries to report. Dallas Mavericks, again, with Kyrie Irving still out another 6 to 8 weeks with that ACL injury stemming from last season. The Nets now have Michael Porter Jr. He is hurt. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. Still with Terrence Mann out for 4 to 6 weeks with a high left ankle sprain. Denver Nuggets, no injury to report. And the only injury for the Pacers right now is still Tyrese Halliburton with that torn right Achilles. No injuries for the Pels. Pistons, Jaden Ivey now out 4 to 6 months with a cracked neck vertebrae. I believe that is for the season. And Cade Cunningham with a sprained left toe. He is out, but he is day-to-day. Oh, that is huge. Not good for the Pistons that they are already off to a slow start, and then Jaden Ivey's out for the rest of the season. Raptors, no injuries. Rockets, as I mentioned, Fred VanVleet out for the season, as well as Dorian Finney-Smith with a sore right ankle, still out for another 1 to 2 weeks. And as you can see here, the San Antonio Spurs, De'Aaron Fox is making his anticipated debut for the season. He's going to be back in the lineup. He missed the first couple of weeks of the season. Now he is back in the lineup. As you can see, the injury history, nothing for the Spurs. Phoenix Suns, no injuries. the team that we're going to be watching for a second time tomorrow. And for the OKC Thunder, we got Alex Caruso. Status is hurt. Same with Jalen Williams. Both of them still out 1 to 2 weeks with different various injuries. Minnesota Timberwolves, no injuries. Portland Trailblazers, as I mentioned, Lillard out for the season. Shaedon Sharpe still out 4 to 6 weeks. And Drew Holiday with a strained left MCL out 1 to 2 weeks. The Warriors now have another injury to add to their list as Jonathan Kuminga is hurt. He is out 1 to 2 weeks with a bruised left knee. Curry has been out for a while. He still has another 1 to 2 weeks as well before he returns to the lineup, or at least to be reevaluated. And then last but not least, Cam Whitmore will be out for another 2 to 4 months with a torn right meniscus. And that is your injury report for the games for the games that are played after November 5th, 2025. We do have a little slight modification I have to tell you guys, and I thought this game was going to be played at Intuit Dome. No, it is not. We are playing again in PHX Arena, or whatever it is called now. I know the game didn't get the arena name updated after the arena name change again. I believe the Suns that arena has changed, I think, 3 times in so many months or so. But it is still going to be the Clippers and the Suns, but it's going to be played in Phoenix and not in Inglewood as I thought it would be. So that is a mistake on my part that I needed to correct before we get it off. But this game will be aired on this channel at 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow afternoon. So that is still going to change as well. That is still going to be the same as well. Until then, I hope you guys enjoy this. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you are new to this channel and you have not yet. And also, don't forget, coming up in about a few hours from now at 7 p.m. Eastern will be College Football 26 simulation. And that one I already know the determined matchups. And that is going to be between Navy and North Texas, a match in the American Conference. Still, both teams have a shot at going to the college football playoff as a conference champion auto bid. So do keep an eye on that. Until then, you guys have a good rest of your day. Reminding you guys that the final score, the Milwaukee Bucks all over the Toronto Raptors 114 to 96. I am Vinny from V-Dub Productions, and I am signing off.